Check it out.
I am your host, Marcus Boston, and today I have a great friend of mine, Jason Santiago. Say hello, Jason.
What up?
So me and Jason became friends, 2 years ago?
Yeah, like August
over
2016. Yeah,
Damn.
just over 2 years, bro. I've
Jeez.
been in the Louvre for just over 2 years now, bro. It's crazy.
Life happens fast.
Yeah, it does, man.
We bonded and came together over Giants football. Got a little click going for a good season, maybe season and a half. Down in 1860s in Soulard, and then a life happens with me. And they had babies.
Yeah,
all the adults in the room became better adults.
that'll do it.
And then the band broke up like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Literally, everyone left.
Yeah,
everyone caught a flight
for whatever reason. Everybody bounced. I mean, for good reasons,
right?
I mean, nothing bad, but yeah, everybody, like you said, life happens. I guess we started adulting for real. So
when it was good, it was popping. I enjoyed those Sundays.
Yeah, I hated those Monday mornings, but Sundays were fun.
Oh yeah, boy, yes it was. Yes, it absolutely was. Man, those were good times. Those were good times. It's hard to find that kind of organic, authentic bonds in such a place where a lot of these groups are like connected because they live together or they're from high school, blah, blah, blah. To find people outside of St. Louis to click with and grow with is a very rare thing. And I definitely was happy to find it and make the most of it.
For sure.
And we the last few left.
Yeah.
From the tribe.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. I mean, I still keep in touch with everybody, but yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how life happens, you know. 2 years ago, shit, even a year and a half ago, my life was totally different. You know?
Right. Because how long you been married to Steph?
It'll be, it's 11 and a half years roughly, because it'll be 12 years in June.
Damn.
We got married June 2007.
Jesus.
Yeah. I've been with her almost half my life.
Lord have mercy. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Now, where'd you guys meet?
The Florida State University.
Absolutely.
The women's soccer school and women's softball school, no longer a football school, but yeah, that place, that's where we met freshman year. We were in the same dorm, Carlton Hall. Shout out.
Shout out, represented. It helps make you the man you are.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Now, Jay, when you met Steph, what kind of guy were you then? Like, where was your maturity level? What was their influences? At that time, actually, where did you come from before you got to Florida State? Where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Long Island, New York. I lived there my whole life, and I actually went to freshman year of college at Long Island University in Brooklyn. I played baseball there. So that kind of, before you even said that, I was gonna kind of go back to that because that kind of puts you in the mind frame of where I was when I met Steph at Florida State. For a kid growing up in New York, like to go to a school like Florida State is like crazy. It's like I mean, we've talked about this before. It's like a dream. You know what I mean? It's like it's not even fathomable, really. So my parents retired, and then I ended up stopped playing baseball, and I moved to Florida with them to Orlando, and I put in applications for schools or whatever, and Florida State accepted me. And like I remember calling my boys like, "Yo, I got accepted to Florida State. I'm going to Florida State." And these dudes were like, "Yo, we're about to be there like the second week you're there." And true enough, they all came and visited pretty shortly. One time my boys came and stayed for like damn near a month. They kept changing their flights and they just didn't go back. And I was like, whatever, you're welcome to stay, but goddamn, you know.
You're gonna put all this rent or something.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, just to give you, that kind of background. So, 90, 100,000 people at football games and the most beautiful women you ever seen in your life, just walking by you every day. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, at that point in my life, I was, 19-year-old kid, and I'm like, it's about to be a wrap when I get to Tallahassee. I'm about to, all the girls,
I'm gonna shut it down.
Yeah,
I'm from New York.
100%.
What year was that?
That was 2000.
Oh, that's 2000. So we popping.
2000. Oh. Fresh off the national championship. We just beat Vic and Virginia Tech.
Yes.
So enrollment that year went up like 30%. Like,
absolutely.
So that's why schools always put so much into football and shit, because your enrollment.
Exactly. It's a big commercial.
Right. It goes through the roof. So, so yeah, I was there, and whatever, and that's my mind frame, and like my people still think I have a New York accent. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, obviously. But yeah, I remember like just walking around and I would say stuff, and chicks would be like, "Oh my God, say coffee, say talk," or whatever, and it would just be a rap off the accent alone.
I mean, you gotta think who was probably had 50 Cent was out here.
Yeah,
New York was that was like
not 50. 50 was out, but he was mixtape 50 though.
Oh,
that's
he was
Problem Child and all that shit. Yeah. So it wasn't even like Get Rich or Die Trying yet. So 2000 was still like X was popping. The real X, DMX. Not,
the real X, the only X. Let's
no doubt.
Clarify that for the
Dark Man,
don't
baby.
understand. Yeah,
extra strong.
Yes, Rough Riders.
So yeah, Rough Riders was popping. Hove, of course, was popping.
The Rock was in the building
Rock,
hard.
The Rock was full force then.
Full force.
Full fucking force.
What album? That was Blueprint.
Blueprint didn't come out till
01.
Till 01 because it came out 9/11.
Right. So
like that and Fabulous came out 9/11.
Ghetto Fabulous. They both came out the same day. Yes.
I was in the Governor Square Mall in Tallahassee and bought those albums.
Damn.
I heard and I seen what happened, and I still want some more to go cop.
You had your priorities together.
Am I a terrible person or what?
You was focused.
Man,
you were goal oriented.
I was in. Everybody was trying to get out the mall. I was trying to get in that motherfucker to buy those albums. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It was like the money on the counter. Like I know y'all worried. I'm gonna live this right here.
No doubt.
Go ahead and get mine.
But yeah, so all that was popping. Jean shorts were still cool. Yeah, there's a lot of wild shit then.
Big ass t-shirts, jerseys was still good.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm trying to think of what I was wearing. I was right. I had probably my favorite thing then was like I had a pair of light denim Yes shorts, like cargo shorts.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing in them shits. Like I thought I was a fucking man, and I had my fives. I used to wear my fives a lot. The white and silver joints. Those were fucking crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, so it's total aside to your whole question. I went off on a crazy tangent.
That was a great tangent, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, me and Steph. So to answer your question, I was a typical young man. I was a savage, just not looking for girls and
putting up numbers.
Yeah, I was trying to not be locked down or like specifically in that situation. I mean, regardless if it was at Florida State or not, the fact that I was at Florida State just kind of enhanced my mentality. Like I was not gonna have no girlfriend or nothing like that. But
right, you trying to live your best life.
Yeah, but turns out you have plans.
God's plan is always better than your plans.
Yeah, God tends to laugh at your plans, I guess.
Oh yeah, hold my wine.
Yeah.
Think you doing something, huh?
He's like, So yeah, but our moms actually met first, oddly enough.
They went to school together? Or
Nah, so like we didn't. I mean, there was no like family connection or nothing like that. So we were moving in the dorm. So me and Steph literally in the same dorm. So it was the dorm was a transfer dorm, but also Steph was a freshman. I was a transfer. So I'd done the 1 year already. So it was like alternating floors, like transfers, and then they had freshman girls, but they had freshman guys too. So I don't exactly. It was basically guy girls how they did, but they put a lot of the transfers in. So anyway, we're moving in, and I think my mom heard Steph's mom speaking Spanish, or vice versa. Or Steph's mom heard my mom speaking Spanish, and they just kind of gravitated towards each other because they were, heard the language. And
right, because you're Puerto Rican and she's Colombian,
she's
right?
Cuban.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, now you
sorry.
good.
Knuckles. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, now you good. So they heard the Spanish and whatever. They started chit chatting and shit. And then I don't remember this at all. Steph swears that day, her mom introduced her to me, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, Mom, like I gotta get my shit, whatever. I'm trying to get moved in. Like, it's stressful. You're trying to get your shit in there quickly as possible to get your parents to fuck out so you can do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Start drinking and burning.
I want my freedom. So, I can see my freedom. You hold me back.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I'm about to live here. I see where I'm about to live. I already got eyes on the spot. Like, I know where I'm about to do what. My roommate already told me he had liquor on deck. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Actually, not my roommate, because my roommate was a dork. The dudes I ended up being roommates with across the hall, like we switched.
Yeah.
They were already like ready to party and shit. And I was like, yeah, Ma, you gotta get the fuck out of here. So, So I was telling my parents, like both my pops and my moms, I'm like, all right, guys, I got my shit. Like, get it in the room, be out. Like, because they just had to drive back to Orlando, so they weren't staying overnight or nothing. Like, they just basically took me to school, unpacked all my shit.
Yeah.
We went to like Walmart or whatever, like every kid does, when they move in, and get all your shit. Get a bunch of ramen and shit that you're gonna survive on for whatever amount of time.
Yeah.
And So I was in the room, and apparently that's how we met. I don't really remember that, but Steph is pretty positive that's how we met.
How far into you being at Florida State you guys actually? Well, so I guess the question is the road to say this is the person I should probably attach myself to. What did you have a much like experiences clearly before her that said like they weren't it, but was it a moment like you was like by the way like I'm kicking it with Steph, we vibing, but I'm still feel like I might be missing out. Then a moment happens where you say, you know what, I'm going to put it all in and roll with this.
Yeah, nah. So like right away. Right, and Steph like always gives me shit about this too, because like I knew right away, like I told her, like I remember specifically telling her, like I don't, like you scare me, like I don't want to be with you because I like you a lot, I could talk to you and shit, like before then it was like, girls were girls, whatever, like you didn't really vibe with them like that, you didn't talk to them like that, but Steph is way smarter than me, like very intelligent, loves sports, I mean very attractive, obviously. Great sense of humor, all that, like everything you want in a girl, which is why she's my wife. But at that time, I was like, I don't want this shit. Like, and I told her that. I used the words like, I'm scared of you. Like, you scare me. Like, please stay away from me.
Not today, Satan. Yeah. Not today, angel.
Yeah, So I mean, I kind of put it off. And not like I always joke around like, oh, Steph chased me. That wasn't the case. Like, we was always kind of talking, but we weren't together because I wanted to, do my thing.
Right.
Which I ended up not even really doing much of anything. Like I was fucking, whatever.
You wanted the option to do something. You wasn't doing shit.
Right.
Just I could if I wanted to, 100%, but I'm choosing not to.
100%. So yeah, we really weren't official until like damn near like the end of freshman year, which is like May 2nd, 2001 is like our official date that we started like boyfriend girlfriend shit. So that's like 17 years ago.
God,
17 and a half years ago.
It's great to hear this from our generation that it still viably can happen, because you hear so many like disaster stories of it don't work out. We never get a chance to honor and elevate the stories that do work out and show that it can happen if you listen to. I mean, a lot of things go into that being successful that's out of your control.
Sure.
What if you waited too long? What if something tragic happened on either end that just changed the course of whatever? But when it does happen, you definitely have to be blessed and appreciative for it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a big part of it too is like this is really pre-internet, pre-Tinder, and all that.
Oh, pre-distraction,
Because I mean,
you had to be in this space in the moment,
right? And when you actually have to go talk to a girl, or a girl go talk to a guy, like in person, not online. You weren't no swipe right, no swipe left, none of that
texting.
I don't even know how that shit works. I just know off of what people say. I just want to be clear about that. I don't know how any of that shit works.
I know third hand from people I work with, my friends that are still in the struggle. What they talk about.
Well, one of my people's got a couple that we're real close with. That's how they met and got married. Was off of Tinder. But yeah, I mean, again, so I think that kind of helped to make the relationship stronger. Because I mean, Florida State, there's going to be temptations all over the place.
I mean, it's Florida, so there's no winner. So, like, I think people, especially living in the Midwest, there's a different energy when it gets cold. I ain't trying to go outside. I'm going somewhere. It's going for a reason. There's not, the energy just sucks the life out of it because it's cold. Florida, like, it's popping.
Yeah, and Tallahassee gets, because it's, I mean, obviously Northwest. I mean, it's in the Panhandle, so I mean, it gets a little bit cold, but it ain't like here. Obviously,
brick.
Some there'll be times when you wake up in the morning and it'll be cold and you're like, God damn. But then by the time you get out of class, like 11, 12, it's good. Like, you're fine. You know, for the most part, like jeans and a hoodie, like you're fine. Like, there's we had like a dusting of snow like twice when I was there, but it wasn't like snow. It was like, the Florida kids were freaking out. But, but yeah, it definitely is a different energy. And, I remember that shit. And, even now, like when I go, like on the way home from work, like I'll call Steph and be like, yo, do you need me to stop anywhere? Because that's like New York mentality. I think like cold weather mentality is like, yo, once I get home, I ain't going nowhere.
I'm in.
It's a wrap. Unless we had fucking pre-made plans, there ain't no shit popping up. I'm gonna run to the store real quick. That shit is over. When it's cold at 4:00, fam, I'm on my way home, and that's the fucking it. I'm not going out after that. Like that's to this day. Like even when we lived in Florida, I was like that. I was like, fuck that. Like I'm on my way home. I don't give a shit how nice it is out. Like I'm not going back out. So, but yeah, it's funny because I think Steph like kind of is used to that now. But like her growing up, she grew up in Florida her whole life.
Yeah.
I don't think she was that way. Like it's kind of like, oh, it's nice out. Let's go. Nah, fuck that, bro.
Right.
Unless we got plans, I ain't going out.
There's seasons. Like there's seasons in New York. There's seasons in St. Louis.
Right.
When I'm in. It's just really very important. If I'm settled, once these shoes come off.
Beckham threw a touchdown. Sorry.
What score?
I don't know, but he just threw a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Well, we was up by a touchdown before that with 9 minutes left, right before we started. So sorry.
Cecil's a Bears fan.
Oh shit, is he?
He's a new Bears fan.
I didn't know. What?
Because
Bears
the Rams
fan.
left, so
so he switched. All right, fair. Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I give him a pass for that. I mean, you got to pick a team, I suppose.
And I bet another friend of mine that for 20 on the game, so we'll kind of collect.
2 minutes left. We're up 24-17. So I guess he threw that touchdown to put us up 24-17.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, anyway, my bad.
I didn't keep it together.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Weather and Steph and being used to that. So at that point, y'all made it all the way through. So you was the family? So y'all made it through. Was there any like struggles, complications making it through as a couple through Florida State those 4 years? Because what did she major in?
She was education, math.
Right. You majored in.
I was sport management and business administration. So I was a double. So I was like education and business. But yeah, she. It wasn't really like struggles in school.
Just being. I just think it's. I never had a girlfriend enough to even have the experience of the struggles. Like imagine, say I have a girlfriend in a very moving environment of a college, any college, just because so many things just get you out distracted or people throw in the mix. So I was like, just to make it through that part, come out understand as adults, and then choose where we going from there.
Yeah, like in the beginning it was tough. Like before we really started dating. It was probably sometimes because we hung out in the same circle of friends. Like we had because we were all in the same dorm. You kind of move with that group of people. So we'd be at the same parties and shit. So before we started dating, like there would be times stuff would pop up at a party, I'd already be there, and I'd be talking to a girl. And it was a whole fucking thing. But we weren't dating, so she couldn't get too mad, but she was pissed.
Yeah.
And now I feel awkward as fuck,
Yeah, right, yeah.
So that kind of shit. But then once we started dating, like it was pretty cool because we So freshman year we lived in the dorm. Sophomore year she got an apartment off campus, and so did I. I lived with 3 of my homies, and she lived with 3 of her friends or 2 of her friends. I think she had 3 roommates, and then it went down to 2. But either way, we had our own spots. But by then, like basically, it was kind of pointless, really, because she would stay at my house a lot, or I would stay there. But for the most part, she stayed at mine because my apartment was popping. We always had parties and shit. We had the reason we picked the place, it was a brand new apartment. They had just built the apartment complex.
Oh,
so they gave us choice of the apartment.
Yeah.
So we of course picked the one directly in front of the pool. We were on the first level, directly in front of the pool.
Oh God, yeah. So y'all like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, we used to like just keep like a blender on the fucking patio, make frozen drinks all the time and chill by the pool. So yeah, that was. So she ended up just staying there a lot.
Right.
The junior year, I lived in the same space, and she did too. And then, end of junior year, we just started talking. I was like, we should just get a spot together. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Like, you never stay at your apartment. It's, like, pointless. So, we did, and there was some, I don't know if you're experienced with Latin fathers.
No, please enlighten me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know that was, cultural difference.
Yeah. So, very, very protective of your daughters, and your sisters and all that. And
is she the oldest?
As any man is, but it's just like hyper. Yeah, she is the oldest. She is the oldest. She has 2 younger brothers.
Oh man.
But yeah, so she told her dad that he obviously wasn't thrilled.
Yeah.
Because we weren't engaged. We weren't married.
What, 2003 by now?
That 03 because we graduated 04. So we moved in the fall of 03. Which we had a great spot, by the way. We talk about this all the time. We went back to Tallahassee last month, and we drove by our apartment. They tore it down. That was like my favorite apartment too. Yeah, it was. I don't know how it stayed up that long, to be honest with you, because it was only like a 2-story apartment building, with maybe like 15, 18 units, not that many.
Yeah,
but it was around the corner from the stadium, so we would leave the games like we were back in the day when we used to beat people. We would leave games early because we were smoking the other team, and we would finish watching the game at TV on TV at home.
Yeah.
But you could hear, we were so close, you could hear the roar of the crowd before the delay on TV. So we know we scored a touchdown
before
and then on TV so it was crazy.
That's dope.
But anyway, another tangent, my bad. Yeah, so Steph had to tell her process. Like, I wasn't involved in that process. Steph kind of just told her dad. And, he wasn't thrilled about it at first. But Steph, if you know my wife, she's very opinionated, strong-willed. Yes. And she's going to basically do what she wants, at that point. Because the other part of the whole thing was, it wasn't like Steph was financially in need from her parents. Mm-hmm. Steph had like a 4.6 in high school. Like, Steph was super smart, which I didn't even know was possible until I met her. I thought 4 was the highest you could get.
I thought so too.
Turns out it's not.
There's a mystery number that only the special know about.
Yeah, I guess. So she in Florida they have like bright futures. So if you have like a certain score on your SAT and a certain GPA, you get X amount like paid for if you go to a state school.
Yeah.
So she obviously exceeded all that, and then her parents also did Florida prepaid, which is something else you can do in Florida. Like right now, if you have a baby, you could lock in what state schools cost right now, and you put like however much you want. Most people put like $300 a month towards it. Mm-hmm. So basically, you're paying for college over a span of 18 years. So by the time they get to college, you've locked in those rates, and you've already paid basically for the most part of school. For most people,
fascinating.
Depending on how much you put in, you pay for the most part of school.
That's a dope option. That's dope.
And I'm pretty sure they still have it. I don't think they've gotten rid of it. But
that'd be too great to get rid of.
Yeah, it's smart, and most people do it. I mean, because a lot of people end up going to state schools. State schools in Florida are very good. So between that and her bright future, Steph was actually making money to go to school. Steph made money every semester. I think the only semester she didn't make any money was the last semester of senior year. I think she had to take out like a small loan, but that was it. So basically, it wasn't like her dad or her parents could be like, "Oh, well, we pay for you," so
right?
Whatever.
They had no leverage.
So she, at the end of the day, even if they did, she was going to do it anyway.
Yeah, Stephanie don't play.
Yeah,
don't play.
So that was the big obstacle, and then I think once he realized, we've been dating for a couple years at that point. Mm-hmm. But, his concern was, we weren't going to be together at the college and all that. Mm-hmm. Whatever. So, but it obviously ended up working out. Yeah. So, it was cool.
Now, what advice would you give yourself then that you know now, just for those college years, that 19, what was that, 22?
19, 20.
19, 22, 23.
Yeah.
What advice, what lessons you learned that you would go back and tell yourself now?
Well, 19 would probably just be have your priorities in order. Mm-hmm. I think my priorities were a little out of whack, and it kind of took me a little bit of time to realize like how important school was and all that. Yeah. I was always a good student, and I always did well enough in school, but I probably once I got older, I really didn't put my full effort into it. Mm-hmm. So that's something I regret, but because I think as an adult, now I'm like, shit, if I was paying attention and really knew what was going on, I would have went to IT or some shit or something with computers, you know what I mean? So I don't have to be out here dealing with customers.
You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. I always tell C that we talk about things like, I can say the same thing, but you can't, where you are is where you need to be for the reasons you need to be there. Right. And it's never too late to learn something new, to never know where it might take you next.
No doubt.
If things would have been different, a lot of people you wouldn't have met, a lot of people you wouldn't have had, and
it's true.
Maybe the other flipping coin would have been maybe better experiences, or it could have been the worst experience. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? So
and like I said, I'm fortunate. I work for a good company, and I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
But you always kind of think about man, what if I would have paid more attention? What if I would have but that would be the advice I would tell myself. But then again, it's one of those things. Would I have listened anyway? Everybody was telling me to pay attention in school and do all this, and I'm the first one. My cousin and my sister, among the first few people in my family to go to college and graduate. Mm-hmm. And everybody was telling me that, I didn't go to college, look how hard I work, and da da da. I want you to make money with your brain, not your hands, and all this. And sure, I took heed because I ended up going to school and I did the right thing. But at the end of the day, did I put everything I had in the school? Probably not. But I mean, I did well.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
to me,
right,
it was
you
like,
finished and walked across the stage.
right.
I mean, a lot of people don't get that far.
Right, and I didn't barely graduate either. It's not like I just, you know what I mean? But it's like, I did my thing. But it's, at the same time, it's like, I wish, had I applied myself more, I think I would have gotten more out of it, as opposed to, because I think
emotions. Right,
but at that point in school, we're all like professional students, right? You kind of figure out, you fill out a teacher those first couple weeks, and once you get a test or a quiz, you're like, I know what she's gonna focus on, or he's gonna focus on. Yeah, this is what I need to know, right? But do you really
immerse yourself in what you're doing?
Retain all that shit. Yeah, and there was a lot of classes, that I found interesting, that I really, took interest and really retained the information, but for the most part, I didn't, and I wish I would have just probably done that more.
I think a lot of information is just not retainable. Like, it's just too much that don't even connect. Not everybody. Yeah. So there's certain things, and where I went to school, that I caught on to, that I sort of still hold on to. But it's like a lot of stuff like, what? Yeah. Who did what when?
Right. Yeah. Oddly enough, the class I connected with the most was my mythology class. I took that one with Steph. That was dope. It was dope. Like, because then you start equating, because my teacher would equate it with like biblical stories. Yeah. And that's a whole nother conversation. But we could, you just talk about how it, how all that basically is stories to explain stuff.
They look similar. They look very close to each other.
No doubt. Yeah. You need something to explain everything. Why does the sun come up? Why does the moon come out? Why are there stars? Why are there waves in the ocean? Like, there's got to be a God in there somewhere.
Got to be a little bit of something.
So, and I get it. People needed to explain away something.
I need to explain why this random whatever across the thing looks like that, so I can go to sleep at night. No doubt. If I put a label on it, now I have some peace of mind. All people were trying to do, and we still doing that now, is trying to obtain a peace of mind. Yeah. A lie or the truth, whatever makes people sleep better, that's what I'm gonna roll with. 100%. So after college, where did you guys go next? So what was the occupations and directions and goals?
Yeah, so we were gonna, crazy enough, this is a crazy story. So we were gonna stay in Tallahassee. We really liked Tallahassee. We wanted to live there. And I was gonna go get my master's in sport management. That was my plan. So, and Florida State actually has a really good program for sport management, both undergrad and postgrad. And I'd done everything I had to. I took the whatever it is, the GMAT, whatever it is, whatever you need to take, I took, and I did well. Yeah. So I ended up taking that, and Steph was doing what is that called? Like, not like but I guess like an internship for teachers. There's a practicum.
Practicum.
So she was teaching at Leon County High School, and again, the plan was for us to stay there. So they have a job fair for teachers, and Leon County offered her a job, and so did Orange County, which is in Orlando. That was our other option. So she was gonna take the Leon spot, but I didn't know if I got into grad school. So it was more like, all right, man. And I was calling every day, like, hey, what's going on?
I need to know where we going.
And they were like, oh, don't worry, we'll send you a letter. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but I have to plan my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not staying here if I don't get into school. Yeah. So it got to a point, basically, we were up against a deadline. We had to make a decision. So we went to Orlando. That's where my family was at. Yeah. And Steph got an offer from Orange County there. So we ended up going to Orlando. We get to Orlando, maybe there a week, and I get my acceptance letter.
Yeah, damn it. I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
So it was kind of crazy. So I was pissed, of course. But at that point, what am I going to do, right? It's one of those, I got plenty of time, right? Because I'm 23. Like, I'll do that shit.
I get to it.
I'll do that shit.
Right.
So
life says hello.
Yeah, so we go back home, right? So this was the crazy part. So we're in Orlando, and Steph got an apartment. So she got an apartment like the west side of Orlando, whatever, near where she was teaching. And my parents lived in Orlando, but I didn't have a job, and I didn't get into school. Well, I got into school, but I wasn't going to school. Right. So I didn't feel right living with Steph. Right. Like, not having shit.
Yeah. That's male ego. That's just being a man. Like, I got to bring something to the table.
I'm broke as shit. Like, I barely had enough money to pay my cell phone. And, like, of course, my parents weren't making me pay anything to stay with them. Right. So I was like, I'm not staying here. Like, And Steph was like, "Oh, this is crazy, whatever, da-da-da, like, I don't give a shit." Of course. Same shit I would have said, like, just, what the fuck, just stay with me, whatever.
Right.
Especially after we've been living together.
You're 23, you a man.
Right, exactly.
I'm a man, this is what men do.
And that was the other thing, I didn't want her pops to be like, oh now this guy's
living with you, I know what you be with, now he all been on the couch looking at motherfucking baby boy.
Right, exactly. So I wasn't trying to be that. So I'm like, man, skip that. I stayed with my parents, and all my boys, so kind of go back to all my boys, I grew up in Long Island. So now,
you and your boys from Long Island.
Yeah, this is 2004. So this is like the height of like the mortgage, like shit going crazy.
Yeah.
And I went to school with a bunch of dudes, like high school, that were involved in the industry. Mm-hmm. And I went to visit them a few times. Like, they had flown me up because they were making a bunch of money, like, that they had no business making. Like, they were making really good money. I mean, they worked hard for their money, but I mean, like, you give a kid 22, 23 years old a couple $100,000 a year, they're gonna do stupid shit.
It was popping, and then the whole shit fell apart in 2008.
Right.
So it's like equivalent would be like in like 99, 2000 when the internet boomed.
Right.
Everybody making money.
Exactly.
Then a fucking bubble purse.
Exactly.
If you didn't say that shit you was popping,
right, you
mad as a motherfucker, like get that fucking Bentley at your motherfucking garage.
So I make the comparison to, like, I think we've talked about this before, like, if I got drafted like the NBA, NFL or something, and they gave me 22-year-old Jason, they gave me $1 million, just $1 million, not even what they really get.
Yeah.
I'd be dead in 48 hours. Like, they'd be like, I'd be fucking Puerto Rican Len Bias and be like, Jason Santiago found dead, in a hotel room in Vegas, just dead. That I, whatever. Anyway, but So that I say all that. So that's popping, and they're when I went to go visit them, they're all like, so probably 6 of my boys are living in like a big ass house directly next to where we went to high school. I went to a nice private Catholic high school in Long Island. And they literally live like in the shadows of my high school. It's like a nice ass neighborhood. They got a pool in the backyard, big ass backyard, big ass house. It's like a frat house, bro. Like a bunch of young kids.
Right. 2004. What was popping 2004? Go ahead.
These dudes had, like, just to give you an idea, they had a big ass couch, and it was all like recliners, like massaging chairs. They had a vending machine full of beer, all the stupid shit you would have if you were that young, making money where you didn't really have bills, and they all had nice cars and all this. So they're like, bro, you just need to move up here and make some money, da da da. And I'm like, shit, that seems like a pretty damn good idea. So I was talking to Steph, and I'm like, listen, jobs ain't really popping here. Like, I thought I was going to work in sports. I thought I was going to go work for the Magic or some shit or whatever, be a sports exec. And that's what I always wanted to do. I love sports.
You sports management for Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like September of 2004, I had been graduated now for probably about 4 months because we graduated in May. I'm like, you know what, babe? I'm just going to go up there for a little bit. These guys are making money. I'm going to go make some money. I could fly you up, whatever, every month. And I'll come back down a lot because I'll have a lot of money. Like, whatever. I'm like doing this for us. Like, it's a small sacrifice, but so we can get a house, do all this shit. My plan was to always come back to Florida.
Right.
But her worry was,
I don't want to leave.
Right. Her concern was that I was going to go up there and not want to come back. Because I had always said when I was in Florida State, I was like, man, fuck this. I ain't living in this bam-ass town. I'm moving back to New York. Because I was still in New York.
I'm from New York.
Right.
New York.
You couldn't tell me shit. Can't even buy a do-rag down here. Like all that shit. So,
I can't wear my Timbs all
right. I can't even find these J's. Like, I gotta, whatever. All that bullshit. All that stupid, immature shit. So, I told my parents, I'm like, listen, this money to be made. At no other point in my life am I going to be able to go get this money like this. I think I need to do this. And my parents were like, listen, if you think it's the right thing to do, don't go up there and bullshit and waste your time. Like, go up there, save your money,
and nail it.
If you do it, if you're going to make this decision, be mature about it. So, and my mom was like, she's like, I don't think you should go. But my dad was like, listen, it's good money. Go get the fucking money, Typical male answer,
Get your money.
Right. He's like, but just don't be stupid. Don't go up there and waste it like these assholes do. Because my dad knew my friends, and he's like, bro, these guys are going to clubs every weekend and doing stupid shit, Yeah. And I'm like, I was never really into that shit. Like, you do it, but like I would never waste money like they did. I was with them one night, just a whole nother story. When the first time I went home, right after I graduated, these dudes, man, you know, like those Magnum bottles,
yeah, like the Ace of Spades,
but like a huge one. It was basically standing on the floor, and it was like more like 3/4 of Grey Goose. They bought one of those, like just cause they could. I saw the bill at the end of the night. I was like, "You guys are fucking crazy." It was over $10,000 at a club, and yeah, when we were 22 years old. And I was like, "You guys are insane." And I was there partaking in all this shit. And I was like, "Man, I got like $200 in my bank account right now." I'm like, "This is fucking crazy." But anyway,
we gonna piss all this shit right out.
Yeah, right. So anyway, we have a going away party for me and everything. My family throws at my parents' house. We have a big barbecue. Everybody comes through, and they're like, "Oh, you know, congrats, Jay." All the shit.
Was not happy with you.
She wasn't happy. I mean, she didn't want me to go, but she understood. Like, she was to the point where she understood because my whole plan was, I'm gonna go up there, make this money, come back, and we'll be good. Like, I'm doing this for us. So I get in the car. It was like mid-September. Get in the car, leave. Like, I had joined their fantasy football league and everything. Like, I had started getting mail, like, forwarded my mail to there and everything. Like, I was gone. Yeah. Got in the car, drove. I had my fucking, what was I driving in? I had a 99 Corolla. Yeah. It was a 2000. Actually, 2001 Corolla. So, driving that, I get to the Florida-Georgia borderline. I'm at some hick-ass gas station where you got to go inside to pay. You can then, debit card swipe.
Oh, yeah, that's 2004? Hell
it's no. One pump, bro. One fucking pump. So I go, and I'm pumping gas, and I'm like, man, this shit just does not feel right. Like, I don't think I should go. And I'm like, man, I don't know. What the fuck am I going to do? So I call my mom, and she's like, listen, if it doesn't feel right, like, there's nothing forcing you to go. Like, you don't have to go. She's like, if you come back here, it's not like you're going to be starving. Right. You know you'll be good. You're gonna find a job. Like, you just need to be a little patient. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck. When mom tells you that, it's like,
God don't scream, he whispers.
Yeah. So I turned around and went right back to Orlando, bro, and never moved back to New York.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
I came back, found the job a couple weeks later. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy too because I didn't tell Steph any of that. Like, I called Steph because I knew what time she got out of work, and I was at the parking lot in her apartment, like right in front of the apartment. And she's like, "Where you at?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in, passing North Carolina now." Totally bullshit. And then I said something like, "Oh, I left something in the car for you. Like, go back to your car. Like, turn around." And then, like, I got out of my car, and she just came running, like in the car.
Like a movie?
Like a movie. Except there was no daisies and shit.
Well, where we belong.
Right. It was just the parking lot. But yeah, and then since then, I guess swallowed my pride and moved in her apartment. But I found a job a few weeks later.
So. Okay, so then I'll mellow out.
Yeah, we'll pick you up.
Well, I'm going to let you know what was the hit records of 2004.
Oh, shit.
Slow Jams with...
Okay, yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah.
For The Way You Move, Outkast.
Okay.
You Know My Name, Alicia Keys.
Damn.
Usher with that. Yeah. That was 04.
Yeah, that seems about right, dude. Seems about right.
Cassidy, baby, you want to come to my hotel?
Yeah. I will give you my room key.
When Jay killed the jerseys and everybody was in a button up. Yep. Oh, man. That was great. What was dope? This is nice.
Throw on a suit, get it tapered up.
Yeah. That's just over with. Yeah. Chingy was one call away.
Chingy. This dude said Chingy.
That was a number 2 on the singles chart that year.
What song was?
One Call Away.
Chingy. I don't even remember One Call Away.
The peak of that song in 2004 was number 2.
One Call Away. I don't remember that
with
one.
Jay Weaver.
I don't remember that one. Chingy was
You made me play this song, ain't you?
Hotel Motel Holiday Inn, wasn't he? Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, but you don't make me play this damn song.
And then Jason. What else? What else did he have? He had another song. Not this bullshit. I don't remember One Call Away.
Now I gotta find a song because now.
But what else? What was his other one? Was Right There him?
Yeah, like we do that Right There.
Right There. That was him. And then Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. And then you know who I'm thinking of? The other dude from St. Louis, the tipsy dude, Jaquan, was it? Was it Jaquan?
Yes.
Was that his name? Stupid motherfucker. I don't remember this shit at all, man. I usually remember songs off rip. And who the fuck is Jay Weaver?
He's an actor. He's acting. Do you remember
Disney shit? What are those?
I want to say like either Moesha,
triple threat ass motherfucker. He's the love video spinning on his lips.
Tipsy was that year too.
Oh, see, I told you.
Splash Waterfalls with Ludacris.
Oh. Oh shit! Luda had a run, boy. Luda had a run. You don't know how many arguments I used to have with people. Oh my god, bro! Like people trying to. I was like, yo, Luda can rap, bro.
Yes,
like, Luda can rap. Like that dude was bananas, bro. He had a good. He had like a 5-year. He had a solid run. Like
where I think the last Luda album I bought, I even liked the Red Light District was dope. That was a great album. I think it might have been the album that was on.
He
Chicken and Beer. I mean, Incognito.
Southern Hospitality was the first one, right?
No, Incognito was like a mixtape that he ended up re-releasing as. Was it Back for the First Time?
Well, that was the shit he put out when he was
still being a DJ in Atlanta.
Yeah, when he was on. Yeah, but Southern Hospitality was the shit with Cadillac.
Yeah. That was the official first album. Yeah.
But that was
that was the second album.
Wait, was that the name of the album, or was Southern Hospitality the name of that song?
Name of that song.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, either way, that album was tough, bro.
Oh yeah,
that shit came out the fall. I was at Florida State. That was the shit that was knocking like that. Luda and Trick was banging too.
Cadillac grills.
Yeah. Check out my
Cadillac spills. Yeah, so it was Incognito and Back for the First Time, 98, 2000. Then Word of Mouth was 01. And Chicken and Beer was 03.
Chicken and Beer was that shit too.
Then you had Red Light District 04. So I think Chicken and Beer that was maybe the album.
Chicken and Beer was like Roll Out. All that shit was on it, right?
Doom.
Yeah.
Doom. Stand Up. Chicken and Beer was on Stand Up.
I'm telling you, bro.
Man.
That man had a run, dude.
That Fast and Furious money was different, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you know T.I. was supposed to have that role, that Luda?
Stop it. For real?
Yeah, but remember, T.I. got locked up and shit doing that filming.
I was about to say, you probably used too many big words during the audition. They were like, God damn, shut the fuck up. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. They're like, T.I., you can't wear your hat like that. The whole movie. They're like, your character don't wear his hat like that, T.I.
That's how all my partners roll.
T.I. had another one with a run, too.
Yeah.
King is like one of my favorite albums ever. Like, hands down, one of my favorite albums.
He was locked up.
A lot of Just Blaze shit on there.
Yes.
Just Blaze did like half the production on that album.
And it never got the look it needed because he was locked up during that one.
King back. You know what's funny? We were going through it because I told you that whole shit with the leak and shit in the house. We were going through everything. So I went through all my old CDs and shit. I still have that CD. Like that's a classic though.
Yeah. That's what it was. That Ludacris got that movie money. He's like, you know what? These checks different.
No doubt.
You know what? What more can I do now? He's like, I'll catch y'all. I see y'all.
I'll rap when I rap, bro.
When I feel like it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I don't even know like what he need. I don't know if I'm happy with Ludacris. I'm happy with what he gave me thus far musically.
Yeah, you don't really need to do nothing else.
I don't even know what he would talk about. I mean, he's been gone so long, but what's this? He talked about. I mean, he never was a gangster rapper to begin with. Even when he was running DTB, he had gangsters on it. Like when he had
20. Young Dro.
I'm
cleaning this bitch.
no, Young Dro was T.I.
Oh no, Young Dro was T.I. You're right.
2 Chainz was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He was Titty Boy back then.
Yeah, he was Titty Boy. Player
Circle.
Yeah.
Duffel Bag Boy.
Oh
man.
Damn.
Golly, what a great time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jason. We on another damn shit.
Like this shit don't always happen, right?
Okay. So now you went back.
Yeah. So in Orlando. Yeah.
And how long were you? Now what? Now y'all together? Now what? Was it 7-8 years by now? Something like that?
Well, no. If we're just talking about right then, 04.
Okay,
so it's 3 years. Three years officially.
That was a big year for you then. That was a lot of
graduated,
decisions
was gonna move,
going on.
and then I decided to stay. Got the job. So then we lived in that apartment 1 year until the summer of 05, and then we bought our first house in 05, like July 05. And then we lived there for a couple years. Got married in June of 2007.
Okay, so when did you know it was what? So like, did you know it was time? Was someone saying it was time, or what was the process to say, you know what, I need to get these coins together and buy this ring and go ahead and.
Well, we got engaged in spring of 05, April 05. So we went on a cruise to the Bahamas. And I proposed to her at dinner in front of like 400 people, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's a crazy story in and of itself. So first of all, rewind. So I got the ring, and I did. I went to the store with my mom. Me and my mom picked out the ring and all that.
When you asked her father, how did that conversation go?
That's where I was going.
You're going, okay.
So we were down because we used to go to Miami down a lot. We live in Orlando. We would shoot down to Miami. It's a few hours away. And go see her family. Steph has a big family. She has like 17 cousins. So, damn. And all around the same age. Like, obviously, within, I would say, probably like a 5 to 6 year gap.
That's dope. That's a team right there.
From the youngest to oldest, probably a little bit more of a gap. But for the ones that really chilled with each other, because by that time, you're kind of, you got some that are about to be 21, so we go out drinking together and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, for that group, the core group of the cousins, we were all around the same age to where we could all go out and do the same things together without having to worry about one person being able to get into the bar or something. So we would go out and be real thick, or even if
sort of like what we had going on in the '60s. I mean, we were all in the same lanes.
Thicker than that.
Oh yeah,
just way thicker. Yeah. But you had
that was like G Unit,
right? Exactly. Like, so we would just be
like Death Row back in the day,
right? So I picked the ring out with my mom, and I remember went down to Miami, and I had like told her cousins and told her aunts and her mom, and I remember her aunt came by the house, like her parents' house. I was like, "Oh, let me see the ring." Like, everything got to be on the low because Steph obviously doesn't know and all this. So I showed it to them, and they're like, "Oh my god, da da da." So her dad was like working on his car. Her dad like loves cars, so he's always doing some shit to the car. So I think Steph had taken, or her mom had taken Steph out to go get a manicure and a pedicure and all that shit, just like keep her out the house.
Yeah.
So I go and I talk to her dad, and he's like working on the car. I'm like, "Hey, so just trying to make small talk." And I'm like, so I've been with Steph, a few years now. We got a good job, we got a house, and, whatever. And, I said something like, I think it's time, take the next step or some shit. And I was like, so I bought her the ring. And he's like, "You're not ready." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I've been with her for 3 years, man. Like, live together. Like,
this is where I want to be, so I don't know what.
I do everything for her, and whatever." And he's like, "I thought you'd marry like a lawyer or a doctor or something." But
damn.
And I was like, "Shit, damn, dude. Like, okay." So long story short, he basically told me no. He was like, "Nah, you good." So her mom and her aunt come back, and her mom's like, "So how'd it go?" I was like, "It didn't go well," And she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that. What an asshole!" Like, whatever, all this. And I'm like, I mean, I get it, whatever. Like, I was pissed, but more pissed because I was like, shit, I was gonna do it on this trip. Like, I had planned this cruise and all this. You know, so. He kind of came around before I left, but he still didn't give me like a confident yes, But in my head, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it.
Right.
Like, what am I going to do? Because, like, I know her pops. Like, if I would have waited for him to say yes, we still wouldn't be married.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So, and I get it. Like, I understand where he's coming from. Like, it wasn't like, he didn't like hate me. It wasn't like me. It was just the idea of a guy being with his daughter. So, I ended up doing it. And everybody's happy and all that shit. But yeah, that was pretty crazy, that whole asking, because most people, they were like, oh, well, damn, that's crazy that you even did that. Like, nobody does that anymore. And, you know, and I'm like, why? It's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
you know?
if
like,
you had the option. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of us don't have the option to ask my girlfriend her dad because she either they ain't cool, she don't know, or so forth and so on.
Yeah, so, I mean, I felt like I did the right thing, and I was like, I went out of my way. You know, I mean, we're cool now, like, you know, whatever. But yeah, it was an interesting conversation, to say the least, because I was like, shit, I did not think it was going to go. I thought he was going to be, like, tough, but I didn't think he was going to just be, like, hit me with the fucking Kembe. He was like, nah, bro. No.
Not around here.
But yeah, so, you know, it ended up working out. We got engaged in the Bahamas, and that was crazy, too. So this is right to give you, like, another side story, but it's pretty funny. So my parents drove us to the fucking cruise thing, whatever. The
dock.
Yeah, sure. There's another name I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. The port.
The port. There you go. Shit.
So, yeah. So from Orlando to Port Canaveral was like an hour or so. We get there early. They typically make you get there like a couple hours before. But this is when they were changing over everything. Because they were just put in like post 9/11 stuff. And, to where they had to like really like
beef up security.
Yeah, like you really had to like put your shit through like the scanner and all that. So I had the ring in a little. They give you like a little velour bag, like a mini Crown Royal bag.
Yeah.
And like the box with the ring, and I had it in my pocket. And my mom was like, you know, the whole time she's like, what are you gonna do if, you know, they ask you to take it out or all that? I was like, I'm just gonna act crazy. Like, I'm just gonna act like a fucking nut, and they'll put me in a room. They won't arrest me. They'll put me in a room, and I'll say, listen, man, I'm with my girl. This is my ring. She cannot see this ring. Like, it's gonna be a surprise. Like, that was my plan.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, that's your fucking plan? And I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? You know, like pull the ring out and be like, oh, sorry, babe. Turns out I'm going to propose to you in line at the port. So,
Mom said, that's the fucking
They're like, that's an awful plan.
My son's an idiot.
Yeah. But anyway, I made it through and nobody asked me nothing. I had it in my pocket. So I had called in advance, called Royal Caribbean before, and I'm like, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Da-da-da-da. So when I get there, like the head dude on the ship, we got there and we had to like give clothes to the cleaners and stuff because you know how there's like on cruises you have like the nice dinner attire and all that.
Right.
So I told Steph as soon as we got there, Steph was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a shower, or whatever. We can go get a couple drinks." And I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "I'm gonna go find this cleaner so I can take our clothes and they'll have it shit done in time for dinner."
Yeah.
And so I had arranged to meet this dude, whatever his title was, and I was like, listen, here's I have the ring, I'm gonna do this, and he goes, okay, I need the ring, and I'm like, I'm not giving you this fucking ring. This is like the biggest purchase I've ever made in my life to this point. Like, no, no, I'm not doing that. And he's like, we do this all the time. He's like, also, I'm on a ship. Like, where am I gonna go? And I'm like, oh, I guess he has a point, right? So,
I like a young bull. Yeah. I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
I do this for all day.
Right.
Calm down.
So I was like, all right, man. I still got his title and all this bullshit. It's funny. I got his
social security
his
number.
boss's name. Yeah.
I need everything.
Because the way they set it up was like they brought it out with dessert for her. Like they. With those silver things with like the cover, like fancy dinner.
Ding! Yeah, a little, yeah.
So we ate dinner, and
how are you feeling? Like you eating on like
I'm eating like shaking, and we're eating like two other couples that they just randomly put you because we didn't go with friends on it. It was just me.
Right.
So at dinner, I'm like, yo, let me get a bottle of champagne. Like, and I ordered like a nice, like $100 bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
And Steph looks at me. She's like, what the fuck, And I'm like. And I'm like, whatever. We're on vacation, Like,
play is that only.
She's like, all right. I mean, goddamn. And again, $100 is probably the most I've ever spent for anything on alcohol related. Up to that point, it was like bottles of hen are like 40. I'm like, goddamn. Who's putting in on this with me? Yes, I buy this shit by myself.
Pre-Duce.
yeah, no doubt.
What's the cognac of choice?
Or Cavassier.
That's Cavassier. That was a damn tea.
It was. So, so I do that, and then they're like, "Oh, do you want dessert?" It was like tiramisu, whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah, I want." And Steph's like, "I don't think I want dessert," and I'm like, "Come on!" And I'm like, "Steph, you got to get fucking dessert
all the days, please eat the cake, anime, eat the cake."
I'm like, get the fucking dessert. Like, I look at her like, get it. I was like, I'll eat it. I was like, I'll eat it if you don't. So finally, I convinced her to get the fucking cake, and they bring it out, and it's like a little bow like on top of the cake and all this, and then when she opens it, she's like, shut up. And I get up.
Oh, I can hear her voice right now.
Get on one knee and do the whole thing in front of everybody. And like, we were celebrities, the whole fucking crew. Is like,
oh yeah.
I would recommend anybody to not do that if you want to enjoy your vacation, because we got people were just taking random pictures of us and shit. Like, oh, let me see the ring and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh my God. And then also all the dudes who didn't propose to their girl that was on vacation, they were like, way to fuck it up for me, bro. Like, really? And I'm like, shit, man, I'm sorry, dude. Like, that wasn't my intent at all.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, but you turn into like mini celebrities for that 4 or 5 days you're there or whatever, and then you get shit like that. Like, dude, you be at the bar and just random dudes be like, man, I'm happy for you, but now my girl's just pissed, man. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's that was that, and then yeah, we were in that house for a couple years, and then we kind of got, I guess I should say, I got more pushed to get married because I was just cool. Like, I was like, we're engaged, chilling. Year goes by, whatever. And then after a year, people were like, yo, when are you guys gonna get married?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. And then Steph was like, yeah, baby, when are we gonna do this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, as a guy, you just think about, well, I
did my part.
Engaged, like, whatever.
You're not good?
Right. Whereas now most girls are like, yo, all right, you proposed to me, we're getting married in 6 months. Like, Steph wasn't like that. Like, we were chilling, like I said, because we're also very independent. Like, we didn't want our parents to, like, give us anything, like, all that shit.
Yeah.
But then it gets to a certain point where you're like, well, shit, we're never going to get married if we wait, So, yeah, like 2 years later, like a year and a half later, I should say, we started planning it. Picked out a spot. We got married in Miami. And June 16th, 2007 was the day. Yeah, we had the best playlist in the history of weddings ever. People still talk about my wedding. Like, people I haven't seen in years would be like, bro, your wedding is the best wedding I've ever been to. It was crazy. Like, we didn't have any bullshit on our playlist. Like, I made the playlist. I told the DJ what to play and when to play. I had like 700 songs on deck. Like, our cocktail hour, I put together the entire playlist for our cocktail hour. It was me and Steph just went crazy on that shit. Like, it was, we walked through our cocktail hour because we were like, damn, because you're not supposed to do that. Like, the cocktail hour is for your guests and shit.
Right.
We walked through the cocktail hour because I was like, man, I want to see what they're playing. Like, I just want to hear, like,
bruh, The Good Life was out that year. Kiss Kiss Chris Brown. Jay Holiday, Put You to Bed was popping that year. Duffel Bag Boy came out that year.
We came out to bring him out before it was a big thing. You know how everybody's like comes out to bring him out now?
Yeah.
We did that shit in 07.
Just on the record straight, we did it.
We did that shit first. Like, because when we did it, everybody's like, oh shit, that's dope. Like, when they announced us at the reception. But because we drove around Miami after the reception, or after the ceremony, we drank a couple bottles of champagne, just me and Steph, in the limo, just riding around, and we were like, fuck it, let's just go walk through the fucking cocktail hour. So we did, and they were playing Spodioti Doublelicious when we walked in. I was like,
oh, God, that's a beautiful song.
Now, who else wanted with Hollywood Co?
Oh, God, that's great.
Because you got Cloudy Piss. Yeah, man.
Man.
Our fucking... Yeah, our reception was rocking, bro. Like, I'm not even saying that for, like, that shit was a party. Like, from beginning to end. Like, that shit did not stop. Like, we had jams. Shit was dope.
And both sides of the family were happy, and everybody was... That sort of came around enough.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good. And he's still good. Just saw him last week for Thanksgiving. Man.
So now we're in 07. How do we end up? How do we get from that to where to St. Louis?
So 07. So I was working for Youth Basketball America, which is like a little league for basketball in Orlando. And I started there in 06. Did that till like 2012, and I was making decent money, but I wasn't gonna make any more than I was making, So it was like.
Sorry.
Here?
We're good. I went down this rabbit hole.
No, you're good. So, I was like, am I supposed to do something? Am I supposed to start rapping?
Drop the beat.
I'm like, that's not the beat I would prefer. But nah. So I was working there, and got to a point where I'm like, listen, man, I'm bringing a lot of money for this place. I know it's nonprofit, but if I'm not gonna make any more, I gotta go because I
gotta grow
goals and I got shit I want to do. So they didn't want to do that, so I decided to leave. Went to the company I'm with now, Enterprise, and I was there. Started again because I worked for them briefly in 2004 till 2006, like a year and a half. Started end of 2004. Decided to leave that to go work the basketball deal. And then I decided to come back in 2012 because all the people that I had worked with in 2004 were doing really well. Had moved up, made a lot of money, and quite honestly, I was better than a lot of those people. And I was like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me just go back, start over again.
You was tour, and everybody else was hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. So I went back 2012. Started all over from the bottom and worked up quickly.
Started from the bottom.
Now we're here. Yeah. So worked my way up. So 2012 through April 2012 till July of 2016. I was in Orlando grinding, just busting my ass, working hard, worked my way up to branch manager. I ran the biggest operation outside of an airport in Orlando, like the Disney office, which is like 1,500 cars.
Man. That's a great song.
Yeah, it was dope. It was a good time. So did that, and then the opportunity in St. Louis came about for a promotion. So everybody in Orlando, I had their full support. Something I wanted to do. The company is based in St. Louis, so it's kind of a big deal when you come here.
Yeah.
So talked to Steph, got her support, obviously, and I ended up coming in, interviewing. There was like 15 people put in for it throughout the country. They narrowed it down to 4 people that they flew in. And then they picked me and moved here. We came down August 18th, 2016. And we've been in St. Louis since, bro. So it's been like two years and a few months.
Damn, my life moves fast, don't it?
2.25 years, I guess.
Yeah. 2.25. What was Steph doing? Was she teaching, I guess?
She was teaching, yeah. She's a high school math teacher.
And she was probably attached to her school and kids. And
yeah, she'd been doing that for 12 years. 12 years?
At the same place?
Yeah, 12 years at that place. Yeah. She did 1 year in middle school, and then she did the next 12 years at high school.
Damn. That was hard for her to leave.
No doubt. Yeah. And needed her support and needed her to be on board because if she's not, then we ain't doing it.
Right.
Which fortunately for me, she was. So yeah, I mean, we've been here since, and it's interesting. St. Louis is certainly an interesting city.
Yes, it is.
But our goal is to get back to Florida as soon as possible, so we could, because we have the new edition now.
Yes,
so
we're gonna. That's next conversation.
Yeah, the new edition,
not the
Bobby Brown or Johnny Gill.
The
new addition, not new.
New addition,
yeah.
Yes, not new edition. Addition.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I mean, our goal is to get back there because our whole family's in or Florida. I shouldn't say Orlando. My family's basically Central Florida. Stephanie's family's primarily in South Florida. She has one brother in Central Florida and one brother in Tallahassee because he went to Florida State as well.
Okay.
Oddly enough, Steph has one brother and went to Florida. He's a Gator. And then her other brother went to Florida State.
Oh boy,
that's shit, right?
Yeah, that's a good time at this family reunion.
Crazy shit. And she has a cousin that plays soccer at Miami. So like a lot of her cousins and their spouses. She has the 2 female cousins, Samantha and Kristen. Both are Miami fans. Samantha played soccer at Miami. She married a Hurricane, of course.
Yeah. And
then Kristen also married another Hurricane. Yeah. So they're like basically primarily her family is all Miami Hurricanes. And it's her as the sole Florida State.
The sole Seminole.
Her and Tommy, because Tommy went to Florida State. And then Gabe is a Gator. So, yeah.
Now, I question, what do you think between that time from leaving Florida State to moving to St. Louis? What's the advice you would give to even kind of couples to keep that bond strong? Like, what made you guys be able to make it through that time?
Like, you mean just making the decision to move to St. Louis?
Well, it's just a couple relationship. Yeah. Like, what things? Like, was it communication? Was it like what advice would you give to someone in that same age range, making those kind of bigger decisions to keep you guys move in the same direction and growing to where you guys make it.
Yeah.
To where y'all at.
I mean, I think it's you gotta communicate for sure. Like, just gotta be honest. I mean, because it wasn't, we're talking on this, having a conversation, but like, it wasn't always fucking lollipops and rainbows.
Absolutely
for me and
not.
Like,
right.
We went through our
Ebbs
shit.
and flows.
And it's natural. I think, as human beings, you're like, bro, I'm sick of this fucking guy already. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But we're fortunate enough to kind of realize that we were better together. I know I'm certainly a better person when I'm with her. But yeah, man, it's you just gotta be honest and communicate. I mean, that's where it all starts, like, for real. And I know it sounds honest or real simple to say that, and probably a lot of people say that, but it's because it's the truth. Like, I mean, there's no secret formula other than you got to be with somebody that you could truly talk to and have a good time with. Especially, I mean, look at us now. We're away from our family. We're 1,100 miles to our closest family relative, and our other than you, really, are only we have like 2 other friends in St. Louis. Our other 2 friends moved.
Yeah.
And that's tough, because you got attached to people, and thankfully we met you guys when we did, because that was right when we got here. But I mean, like me, I have like my built-in network of people because I work and whatever. So I'm gonna meet people every day, and there's people I trust and I know and all that. But Steph, being at home with the baby, it's like she doesn't have anybody, so that's tough.
Right.
So you got to have that bond with each other, because it's not gonna work if you don't.
Yeah.
And she knows, us coming here, some days I regret it, but for the most part, I don't, because we came here for the right reasons. We were trying to better our lives, and we're still trying to do that. So,
get that good seasoning. Those are the lessons to give to the baby.
No doubt.
And now Jason has a baby. Yeah. He has a daughter.
Be prepared.
So how is it being a new father and having a daughter?
It's crazy, but I mean, I'll tell you, like, it's people say, oh, when I looked at my baby, I knew what love is, and it changed my life and all that shit. And I can say it's true. Like, that shit is 100% true, because you're like, now I make decisions like, you got to think about the baby. Is that the best option? And all that kind of shit. Like, and you realize it made me realize like how selfish I was before. Like, the shit I would think about and do, and my thought process and my priorities and all that. And it's totally different now. Having Selena is a blessing for sure. She's a smart, funny. She has her own personality already. But yeah, man, it just changes you as a person. I can't really describe it. It just changes who you are. Like, you realize right away, like, this shit ain't about you anymore.
Yes.
And it's about her. And, that's what I go to work every day for. I mean, there are days when I don't want to do that at all. But I know it's not an option. I have a family to take care of, and that's my responsibility. But yeah, man, it's crazy. And it's crazy how, like, I look forward. I used to be on the way home, and I'm like, man, I want to go home tonight and maybe have a couple. Today was a rough day or whatever. But like, now I'm like, man, I can't wait to see the baby. Because I know when I walk through that door, like, she's at a point now where she hears stuff and she's looking, and she knows I open the door. She knows who's gonna be behind it. And she like smiles and like, gets all crazy.
Daddy's home.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's an awesome feeling, So yeah, man, it's crazy, but it's I'm a different person, right? I'm just like a different dude. Like, I'm not the same person I was before.
And you shouldn't be. You're supposed to evolve, supposed to grow, supposed to shed layers and do all that good stuff. Yeah. Who came up with the name? You or Steph?
So the baby's name is actually our grandmother's.
Oh, okay.
So Selena, which is Celina, that's her grandmother, and then her middle name is Isabel, which is my grandmother.
Oh,
so both of our grandmothers on our mother's side. So Selena Isabel Santiago. Yeah, that's where the name is. So Sally Bell is her nickname.
Sally Bell. That's a dope one. That is amazing.
Yep.
So
thank God she looks like her mother, though. That'd be some shit. She looked like me. Cruel trick, right?
Cold world, son. cold world.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that worked out. So going forward, the goal is to get back to Florida.
Yes, sir.
And raise the family in the good old Sunshine State.
Yup.
Around family. Hey,
around Florida, man.
Florida man. Around Florida man.
Oh shit.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Florida man be doing some shit.
I admire you guys, man.
Yeah,
like,
thank you, man.
You guys always like. I love like nights where you get super hammered. I could tell you guys were a real team. It's like Jason, it's time to go. He's fucked up. We gotta get home.
One more. I'm about to do a shot.
No, Jason. Fuck. Okay, one more, Jason. Shit. I said. Relationship goals, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
she rides for him and he rides for her, and they going out together. I said, God, that's what it's supposed to be like.
No doubt, bro.
If she gets hammered and you hammer, like, well, who gonna take her who now? She's like, let me get together because I gotta get us both home.
Yeah, I mean, we would. Like I said, she's
a
the shit,
real
man.
ride and die.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, that's what you want in your partner, and that's for sure, male or female. And she's the shit, man. I'm lucky, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Well, Jason, I want to thank you for being on Cognac Corner today.
No doubt, bro. Always my pleasure.
I definitely enjoyed this conversation. I hope the audience does as well. We will definitely have you back again.
For sure, man. For sure.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I hope the audience learned a lot. Just, end of the day, you have to listen when he whispers in your ear and know that his plan is better than your plan.
No doubt.
And, the point where you say you was at the Georgia-Florida line and said, this ain't it.
This ain't it, Chief.
Go back, and this ain't it, boss.
Yeah.
You're going the wrong way.
No doubt.
And then even when her dad said, nope, he was like, know what? I can't let that get in the way of what I need to be doing, who I need to be with. And you did you had to do. You became a little Beyonce and Jay on the cruise the whole next 4-5 days.
No doubt. Yeah, man.
And then she giving up, showing how much she loved you to give up her career where she loved, because she loved you more, and walked out hand in hand to the wilderness. I don't know what's going to happen in St. Louis. And she just believed in you and you believed in her, and came on the other side again well. You know what I'm saying? So that whole journey is something I think I'm glad it's out there, and I hope people to enjoy and know it. It still exists. You just have to say, in the day, communicate, be honest. You know what I'm saying? Take the risk where needs to be.
Word.
And just, I think, to sort of fast forward or even evolve your relationship and this journey, even now, is like, remove distractions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you guys had a luxury of time and clarity, you know what I'm saying, to where I think you had good families around you, good friends around you, but also you had good right and wrong meters, you know what I'm saying? So you guys never lost importance of each other through all the, growth and real shit you had going on. So I think that's a very good nugget to hold on to going forward. But like I said, this was an episode of Cognac Corner with Marcus Boston. You guys know my socials: Instagram, Cognac_Corner. The host, myself, Instagram is Cognac Sipper Cognac_Sipper #1.
Get it right.
I know, right? Twitter, Cognac Corner, and email me at cognaccorner@gmail.com. We'll have another round of Connoisseur conversations coming up soon, but I get those in and it helps us out. Thank you guys and have a good night.
Marcus, darling. Hey, how you doing?